We're going to talk about education. I had an education in the green room. All of us were holding out our phones, exchanging WeChat information. And that's normal here, but it was different for me. Okay, I think I have mine on. We have a very distinguished panel to talk about the future of education with you. Sitting directly next to me is Thunder Lei of WeChat, which is part of Tencent. Next to him, Cindy Mi, the founder and CEO of a very exciting company, VIPKid. And furthest from me is Wang, the CEO of LAIX, which I'm going to ask him to explain. But Thunder, because this is who I am, I have to start by asking you, I know that everybody at Tencent has nicknames, but why Thunder?
Okay, 因为我本身
Because my last name is Lei, which in Chinese means thunder. So this is why I call myself Thunder. So every people can call me Lei Lei, Thunder Thunder. Lei meaning thunder in Chinese.
I expected something more exciting, but I'll take it. Thank you.
谢谢
Okay, Cindy, I want to start with you if I could.
Absolutely.
VIPKid is an exciting Chinese company. You are teaching Chinese children to speak English. Explain how, please.
Yes, so a 4-year-old to 15-year-old now can learn English from the comfort of their homes with a real teacher on the other side of the Pacific Ocean. Our largest teacher supply is from Texas, and we have 7,000 teachers there. So the real experience is now is a teacher can work with the child directly, one-on-one, very personalized experience. And then the teacher is so animated and engaging, and we love our teachers. And then the child is so engaged in learning for 25 minutes every time. It's usually 3 times a week. The child now can enjoy this amazing class. They choose it over Disneyland, and they love learning so much. It's what a parent ever wanted.
Now, this is a technology audience, so go a little bit deeper and tell us what technology you use. Just what the hookup is and how long you've been doing this.
Right, so for 5 years, VIPKid has been founded, and today we have over 60,000 teachers and 500,000 students learning with us on a weekly basis. Technology, 3 things are most important to us. One is the infrastructure, especially audio, video streaming technology, making sure all of our 180,000 classes every day go very smoothly, less than 200 milliseconds of delay. Secondly, it's very important to have personalized learning, so everything content, teacher selection, after class practice should be personalized. So it's something we've been working on with technology as well, because we have every day over 5 million minutes of student learning data on our platform. And lastly, very importantly, it's an AI teacher assistant. So we want to empower our teachers. Teachers are most important to us. Teacher success means they can teach easier, they're happier, more income. So all we do is to empower our teachers, and those tools built are very, very essential. So we want to make sure they're successful.
And I just want to ask specifically, so are you using WeChat video? Are you using Skype? What is the method for communicating teacher to student?
It is a self-built platform, but we also work with Tencent on video audio technology. It's amazing. And then on WeChat, the mini programs, we do have booking system for parents to either book for classes or watch students' video going live streaming while they're traveling. So now they're more connected to their children's learning.
Great. And we should note that Tencent is an investor in VIPKids.
It is, they are. And very importantly, a moment on Tencent is where we get our students. Our parents talk about their children's learning, send videos or photos on WeChat, and then other parents sign up. So 65% of the new students are from referrals.
Wonderful. LAIX is LAIX in English.
Yes.
Explain that first, if you would, and then tell us about your business.
Okay. LAIX stands for Life Empowered by AI to reach infinite possibilities. We just felt, education plays a so important and pivot role in people's life. Our mission is actually to empower everyone to achieve their full potential. We felt, meeting a good teacher can play such an important role. It's too important to be left to chances, right? So we wanted to create, in the future, a personalized teacher for everyone on this planet for just about anything you want to learn. But we're starting from English, and we think building an AI-powered virtual teacher is the most exciting way to make it possible.
Okay, so keep going. What is an AI-enabled, say it again?
Virtual teacher.
Virtual teacher, what is that?
That means some kind of interactive program running on your smartphone or smart devices. It's interactive in the sense that it takes in all kinds of inputs, video, audio, touch screen. Then it will respond in a personalized way. We have a huge library of content. Obviously, right now it's focused on English. Then our engine would dynamically sort of stitch together a personalized learning path and program. Then it will cater towards different students' learning needs. And that way, conceptually, you can think of, you have a virtual English teacher just for yourself, or maybe later on for your kids, right? So I think that's sort of the concept.
And what is the market that you're focused on, both geographically and age?
Okay, right now we have, as of the end of Q3, we have about 97.2 million registered users around the globe, covering 175 countries. Vast majority of them are based in China because right now the interface of this app is in Chinese only, right? Obviously, we do have a plan to expand that to other languages and just cover the broader scope around the globe. But in terms of age group, we have about between one third to 2/5 of the entire free user population be in K-12. These are kids and students, and then about 15 to 20% in college, and the rest are adults, mostly young adults. And but in terms of paying customers, we have about just between 1 to 2 million paying customers today, and the majority of them are college and young working professionals, adults, because the first AI teacher product we launched is targeted at the proficiency improvement area of English learning rather than test prep. So Chinese kids, they're pretty, they have a pretty tough life, right? A lot of them are pushed to get good grades, especially you are in the middle school sort of age. So we currently don't target that right now.
So in other words, so just to review, Cindy's company uses real human beings at the other end of essentially a VoIP connection, and your company is using a robot. You are teaching very young people who have no previous experience, and you're teaching people maybe to do better in a business meeting or something like that. Is that the?
It's more than that, right? Actually, when we ask our typical paying customer what they want to achieve with their English study, the top 3 answers are not business related. Like getting a better, work opportunity comes at the 4th or 5th place. And the first 3 actually are, I want to travel abroad without having to join a tourist group. I want to be able to watch, TV shows and movies in English without looking at the subtitle. I just want it to be free. And I wanted to hang out with more foreign friends, or I want to sing my English song better. These are a lot of the lifestyle, self-enrichment type of needs. So that differs drastically from the kind of survey you would do and the kind of response you would get 10, 20, 15 years ago. The society has moved on.
Yeah, thank you. Thunder, thank you for being so patient. Now, we all know about WeChat in this room, finally. It took Americans a long time to find out about WeChat, but we do know now. What is WeChat doing in education?
Just now, the 2 speakers have mentioned that they are doing a lot of connected education. For example, Chinese teachers or US teachers, they need to be connected with the students. They need WeChat to get connected. They can also develop their own app. Well, their app cannot touch all users, but in China, everybody uses WeChat, no matter it is a student or parents, a very young kid. My son is only 9 years old, but he is using WeChat, and also the teachers are sending the homework to us through WeChat, and we give this homework to my kids for them to do. And when my kid is doing the spelling, and the teacher will require that every kid should report through WeChat about their achievements, their practice at home. So we are using language identification capability and video identification capability to help the teacher to rate or give a score to the students after they read a text. So the primary school, middle school, high school, and the training institutes, they can get linked through WeChat. It means that we have teachers, students as our customers, and also many research education institutions are linked with us, through us. So we are providing connectivity to them.
Would I be correct in assuming that WeChat does not need to make money on these products? You don't need to charge anybody because you want people to use WeChat. Is that correct?
对。
Yes. If you are using WeChat, the customer do not need to pay for using WeChat. But if you're using WeChat payment, and we have a transaction cost with the bank, so we will charge some service fee with the merchant, not with the customer. For WeChat, everybody in China is now using WeChat. We hope that through such a tool, we can help individuals to get connected, and we can also help our business partners to use this tool to enhance the customer experience and to enhance the operating efficiency of businesses through WeChat.
Wonderful, thank you. So, Cindy, talk about the future of your business, if you would. Right now, your business is built on one-to-one interactions. Are you also interested in doing one-to-many? And I know you've also started doing Mandarin instruction in addition to English instruction. Talk about those two, if you like.
Absolutely. So we've launched our one-to-many program, so 1-on-4. It's called Say ABC. We then lowered the cost to be more affordable for many more kids, and we've primarily found teachers from the UK. So now we have a few thousand teachers from the UK for the Say ABC program. We've also launched VIPKid School. It is a 1-on-1000 program, which is close to very, very affordable price, a few thousand only a year, so that children from 4th, 5th tier cities can now enjoy and learning the program as well. And we've built the program all around our teachers and students' interaction. And then I think for the teachers, it's really important to empower them also by providing them with a more variety, like selection of programs so they can teach not only 1-on-1, but 1-on-4 and 1-on-1000. And I think our teacher community is so strong that teachers, they have teacher like offline meetups. So it's not only, it's online when they teach, but offline they meet together every month through 35 to 45 teacher meetups. Teacher journey conferences, 3 of them happened this year. Salt Lake City, the first one, Dallas, Texas. The former First Lady Laura Bush joined us for the whole afternoon, and she encouraged teachers. She said, your love connects the world, and then you're empowering the future generation of kids, and she's really proud of the teachers. Last one in Orlando, the city named the VIPKid Day for the 29th of September. And you know, teachers are essentially why we're here, and then how we can provide this high-quality program.
Before you move on to Mandarin, I have to ask you, so you're doing, your number one source of teachers for one-to-one instruction is Texas.
Texas.
Your group, you're looking at in the UK. Why the difference? And I wonder if there are children walking around China right now speaking with a Texas accent.
Our teachers have very, very standard accents, but if parents put forward a request and say, I want to learn a BBC accent or Iowa accent, we're happy to find our teachers who can teach in their local accents. But our teachers, every month there are 70,000 to 100,000 teachers apply for the job. If you look at the statistics, for many states, it's 0.5 of the state's workforce. last year, and this year it will be close to 1%. But we're very selective, so only 5% teachers get to work with us out of all the teacher applicants.
Is it a standard rate card, the payments? Is it the same for all the teachers?
A little bit different based on their degree, their working experience, and then how they interact with the students, and every parent would write feedback to the teachers, and they're very happy to share it on Facebook as well.
So you're teaching English in China.
Yeah.
Will you also teach Mandarin? I know you're doing this. How is that going, and how big an opportunity is that?
It's going amazing. So we now have over 10,000 registered users for our Mandarin program. It's called Lingo Bus. And children in America, our first student come from Japan, but majority of students are kids of our teachers from the US. So immersive way. Similarly, a Chinese teacher will be working with an American kid, and then it's really fun to see them working together. And it's oftentimes we connect our English learners with the Chinese Mandarin learners, and then the kids would exchange their ideas and show each other their house, their toys, and it's just a lot of fun.
When I was listening to Thunder, I was thinking from an entrepreneur's perspective, I'd be concerned that WeChat can do what LAIX does. Is that a concern? How do you protect yourself against big companies?
Well, so far it's not be a concern, but I'd be happy to chat with Thunder more to explore maybe potential collaboration opportunities, right? Because our users do share a lot of their study records and exciting moments on the WeChat moment, and in fact, a very good number of our incoming new paying customers come through referral programs and word of mouth, right? Honestly, I think AI plus education is such a exciting big market. I'm sure a lot of companies, including all the companies represented here on stage, would have their own efforts towards this very exciting opportunity. We position ourselves as probably one of the explorer and the pioneer in this so-called education 3.0 wave, right? Instead of doing incremental improvements on the current human teacher-led instructional model, we ourselves, what would education or learning be like in 10 years? And how would it be like? So we thought, okay, we don't know how it's gonna like, but there are some fundamental user needs that will not change in the foreseeable future. For example, increasing level of personalization, right? People are just born differently, they should learn differently. Number two, increasing level of efficacy and efficiency, because people's time has value, and that value will only increase over time. So you've got to make every minute, hour count to deliver the outcome that the students and their parents wanted, right? And so that's our goal, and we felt, that's why we have built a full stack of proprietary AI technologies from the ground up in speech recognition, assessment feedback and error detection, and at the top is the brain of the AI teacher, which is the adaptive learning engine. We built everything from the ground up, and that takes a lot of data and a lot of effort. And for example, we have the world's probably the largest, to the best of knowledge, it's the largest speech database of Chinese people speak English. We know all the nuances of their pronunciation and so on and so forth.
Explain that, if you would. What is the value of having, so you have a large database of Chinese people speaking English.
Right.
Now, so in other words, you want the AI to understand what Chinese people are saying when they speak English, even if it isn't the kind of pronunciation that they would ultimately want to have. Is that correct? It's so that
Yes.
they can be understood.
Of course.
Interesting.
For example, we have a very interesting demo. I wish I had time to show this here, but it's comparing, some leading speech recognition engine from a global tech giant and from our engine. Obviously, a lot of the learners of English in China, they don't speak perfect English. They don't have the perfect accent. That's by definition, right? So the leading engine would misclassify some, pronunciation problems with grammatical errors. And we can tell that apart pretty clearly. So unless a virtual teacher, an AI teacher can actually, identify the problem, the root cause correctly, that teacher wouldn't be able to give them the real help, right? So I think that's just one small example of how this vast scope of making your AI teacher intelligence looks like. We classify the teacher's role into 4 main parts: teaching, practicing, assessment, feedback. Then we identify the key bottlenecks of each of them for the human teachers to excel. Then we build our technologies from the ground up to address them one by one. That's our approach.
Thunder, the WeChat has become so important in the Chinese culture because everybody is using it all the time. Would you talk about how you see the future of Chinese education? And I know that there have been concerns that Chinese children spend too much time on their phones or on apps when they should be studying instead of playing games, which is how Tencent makes its money. How do you navigate that?
Okay.
Before responding to your question, I want to respond to Mr. Wang's comment just now. First, about cooperation with WeChat. Yes, WeChat is used by most of the people, so we want to be a toolbox. We don't provide content, but we can be a toolbox. Everybody is providing content. We are the bridge. We are the connecting point. In terms of AI and the data, we can cooperate with Mr. Wang's company as well. You mentioned just now, you have teachers' data, students' data. In WeChat, we have a lot of users' data. Is that possible that we can recommend some of the apps to our users? And we can explore this, but we will not touch upon your content.
Doing business development on the stage here right now. Please, continue.
对 ，OK。
Just now, you also mentioned that for the future of WeChat in the education sector, what can we do? Yes, many people are using WeChat. We hope that while people are using WeChat, they are doing something that is beneficial to them instead of harmful to them, instead of just chatting or playing games. WeChat in China is very restrictive because our founder told us we should restrict ourselves. We should not let our user just stick to WeChat to play, because if you open WeChat, you will see a person in the globe, and symbolizing that we hope that you can go to the world and make more friends instead of sticking to WeChat, stick to the phone. We hope that through WeChat connectivity, we can help the users to get connected with their family members, and we can work together with our partners to enable more people. We also solve many problems. For example, students, they want to connect with their parents and with their teachers. When a teacher wants to communicate with parents, previously you have to call the parents, but now you can use WeChat. Previously, you have to download an app, but it is a specialized app. Not everybody will download it. Now, WeChat enables the teacher to communicate the parents on a timely basis. So this is an important function played by WeChat.
We have a question right here, if you could bring the microphone over. Your comment reminds me that when I was a child, you couldn't call your parent during the day to come get you or something. If they were late, you just had to wait. Now we go on WeChat. Yes, please.
你好，我是 Ben， 我是瑞格传播的。I have a question that has been annoyingly stuck on my mind for many years. Well, this question is directed to Mr. Wang and Cindy. Chinese parents care extremely a lot about the kids' English learning, among other subjects. Sometimes it's even they care more about English learning than maths, Chinese, physics, right? And especially they care a lot about their pronunciation. They want their kids to speak like royal accent or fluent American East Coast accent or something like that. We heard a lot of saying about this, right? We saw a lot of, posters, advertisement about this kind of pure English for your kids.
Yeah, forgive me, I ask you just to go ahead.
But in other non-speaking countries in the world, people don't care a lot about this. They even sometimes think it's cute to have an accent. My question is, why Chinese parents are so obsessed about their kids' English learning and pronunciation, from psychological or from cultural, and from your data, from your consumer insight.
Thank you very much. Cindy, would you take that first, please?
Okay, sure. I think we're here to change that, and the reason we learn a language is never about the pronunciation, how perfect you sound. It's mostly about how you communicate with people, how you engage, how you connect, how you really understand each other. Right? So the point here is that VIPKid teaches not only for 21st century skills, content. We're subject-based. We're not just English language grammar per se, but we teach children how to read and read to learn, and then we teach them mind maps and project-based learning, so children get to express themselves. On top of this, we also teach the global competency, like to understand themselves better, understand the world better. They're connected with the children in Chicago, and all of that. So I think these are very, very important things why the Chinese parents today want their children to learn English, because it's a global language and you need this to communicate to the world and have the world understand China better. And I want to just make a very quick comment on a previous discussion on like AI and the connection between the teachers. What I believe in is AI will never replace teachers. And online education, I think the goal in the future is to build this global online classroom, a cloud-based classroom where equity and access is not a luxury for everyone on the planet. And think about it, there are still 1 billion people live on $3 US every day. But how can we build this efficient classroom? One thing I think is really important is you've got to have the data. You've got to learn from the best. And who's the best? The teachers that are teaching every day, right?
Cindy has thrown down the gauntlet, as we say, but first please answer this gentleman and then Cindy.
Sure. I think, our view is like, there's a reason why customers or consumers desire certain things. So we're not here to dictate what you should like or not like. In our case, we know, actually from our survey, from our understanding of our customer base, we know accent, speaking good accent is a huge demand in Chinese audience and English learners. We don't shy away from that. We just want to address that head on. Right? I think being able to be confident in your accent is a big part of English learning, especially for the Chinese audience. So we built our engine. So we can actually, to the best of our knowledge, we're the first and only engine today in this world can actually give you a very accurate scoring and spot on to identify your mistakes and give correction suggestions across the 4 major dimensions of your speaking capabilities.
Joey, excuse me, let me interrupt you. The paraphrase, facts are facts, and this is what Chinese people are interested in. I think over cocktails we can debate why. Yes or no, will we always need teachers as opposed to robots?
I think we will always need teachers, but I think AI teachers will play an increasingly important role across the board. Depending on where you are, actually, I do believe AI teachers will be able to actually fill in some of the vacancies that are not being filled by human teachers. For example, we have AI teachers today, right now, as we speak, teaching English in rural China, in the Qinghai Highlands, in those orphanage schools. We have covered about 3,000 rural kids. They have no English teachers, right? And they don't see English coming to their town anytime soon. So that's where we think that AI teachers can play a very important role.
So in our short time together, we've covered technology, business, and culture. Thank you very much to the 3 of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.